Hello, students. Good morning to all of you. We will see the case of phenylketonuria along with phenylalanine metabolism. In theory paper, you have one case question and you have to give the answer of the 6 to 7 questions, and there are 1 marks for each question. So let us discuss the case of phenylketonuria. What are the aromatic amino acids? Phenylalanine, tyrosine and tryptophan. Among these three, which is non-essential amino acid? That is tyrosine. Tyrosine is a non-essential amino acid, while phenylalanine and tryptophan both are essential amino acids. Why tyrosine is non-essential? Because phenylalanine can be converted into tyrosine. So tyrosine can be formed in our body. So it is non-essential amino acid. Now the catabolic pathway of phenylalanine and tyrosine is same, and both are degraded to acetoacetate and fumarate. Phenylalanine is essential aromatic amino acid, and this is partly glucogenic and partly ketogenic. As same with the tyrosine, tyrosine is also glucogenic and ketogenic, but it is a non-essential amino acid. Remember this. What are the products formed from the tyrosine? The products formed from the tyrosine are dopamine, epinephrine, norepinephrine, melanin, and thyroid hormones. So we will see the catabolic pathway of phenylalanine and tyrosine along with the metabolic disorders. So first step is phenylalanine is converted into tyrosine. This is the first step, and this is the most important step for the study of the phenylketonuria. The enzyme is phenylalanine hydroxylase. This is the main enzyme of this reaction. There is one more enzyme for this, that is the dihydrobiopterin reductase, this enzyme. By this enzyme, this dihydrobiopterin is converted into tetrahydrobiopterin, and tetrahydrobiopterin is again converted into dihydrobiopterin. So this tetrahydrobiopterin is a cofactor for this reaction. So there are two enzymes for this reaction. One is phenylalanine hydroxylase. This is the main enzyme, and deficiency of this phenylalanine hydroxylase enzyme will lead to the classical phenylketonuria. PKU is phenylketonuria. So this is the classical case of phenylketonuria, where there is which enzyme is deficient? Phenylalanine hydroxylase. And if there is a deficiency of dihydrobiopterin reductase, that will lead to the atypical phenylketonuria. Okay. Next step is tyrosine is converted into para-hydroxyphenyl pyruvate with the help of enzyme tyrosine transaminase. Next step is para-hydroxyphenyl pyruvate is converted to homogentisate, and homogentisate is converted into mallyl acetoacetate with the help of the enzyme homogentisate oxidase. This is the one important enzyme again for related to the case study and your viva question. Deficiency of this homogentisate oxidase will lead to the disease called as alkaptonuria. So in alkaptonuria, what is accumulated? Homogentisate is accumulated. And finally, end product is fumaryl acetoacetate, that is again converted into fumarate plus acetoacetate. Okay, so these are two end product of the catabolic pathway of phenylalanine and tyrosine. Okay, so what is the enzyme deficiency of phenylketonuria? Phenylalanine hydroxylase. And for atypical phenylketonuria, it is dihydrobiopterin reductase. So related to the phenylketonuria, you have to remember these two enzymes. So we will see the clinical features, laboratory diagnosis and treatment, and after that case and questions. So remember this pathway. This is also important for the theory exam also. In this pathway, I have also shown you the tyrosinemia types and their deficient enzymes and alkaptonuria. These are the pathway for the products formed from the tyrosine. So tyrosine is converted into dopa with help of two different enzymes. And for melanin pathway synthesis, the dopa is converted into dopaquinone, and finally it is converted to melanin pigment. Okay, and from tyrosine to dopa, this is the help of the tyrosine hydroxylase. Here enzyme is tyrosine hydroxylase, and in this step the enzyme is tyrosinase. So tyrosinase enzyme comes and dopa synthesis occurs that will lead to the formation of melanin pigment. And with help of tyrosine hydroxylase, the dopa is converted into catecholamine synthesis pathway. So what are the catecholamines synthesized from this tyrosine? Dopamine, norepinephrine and epinephrine. Okay, so these are the products formed from the tyrosine, and one hormone synthesized from this is thyroid hormones, that is thyroxine. Okay. Now phenylketonuria, that is a autosomal recessive disorder, and enzyme deficient is phenylalanine hydroxylase. If there is a question of what is the enzyme deficient in phenylketonuria, you have to remember that that is the case of classical phenylketonuria. So always say first enzyme deficient is phenylalanine hydroxylase. So what are the types of phenylketonuria? One is classical PKU and second is atypical PKU. Okay, as you know, the classical phenylketonuria enzyme deficiency is phenylalanine hydroxylase, and in atypical phenylketonuria enzyme deficient is dihydrobiopterin reductase. Okay, so this is the first step of the catabolic pathway. Phenylalanine is converted to tyrosine. This is the phenylalanine hydroxylase main enzyme. Deficiency of this enzyme will lead to phenylketonuria. And this is the cofactor, that is the tetrahydrobiopterin. Now, what are the biochemical abnormalities occurs in the case of phenylketonuria? Phenylalanine to tyrosine conversion doesn't occur because enzyme is deficient. So phenylalanine is accumulated in the body like this. This phenylalanine is accumulated in the body. Now alternate pathways are operated and they will form the phenyl pyruvate, phenyl lactate and phenyl acetate that are excreted in the urine. See in the image, phenylalanine is the converted into phenyl pyruvate. Phenyl pyruvate is converted into phenyl lactate and phenyl acetate. This is the comparison of normal pathway and the pathway of phenylalanine in case of phenylketonuria. So in normal person, phenylalanine is converted into tyrosine and tyrosine forms the different useful products. While in case of phenylketonuria, phenylalanine is not converted to tyrosine. So phenylalanine is diverted to phenyl pyruvate, and phenyl pyruvate will lead to formation of phenyl lactate and phenyl acetate. What are the clinical features of phenylketonuria? As you can see in the image, there is a mental retardation, hyperactivity and convulsions, hypopigmentation. You can see hypopigmentation of hairs and skin because of reduced formation of tyrosine. And from tyrosine, melanin synthesis occurs. So reduced formation of tyrosine will lead to the decreased formation of melanin pigment. And most important clinical feature that is mostly given in the case to identify the case of PKU is that is the mousy and musty odor of urine and sweat because of phenyl lactate and phenyl acetate. These two products are excreted in the urine, leads to the mousy odor of the urine. Laboratory diagnosis, as you can see, phenylalanine level is increased in blood, so it is greater than 20 milligram per deciliter. One test is ferric chloride test. In this test, we can do urine of the patient plus a drop of ferric chloride, that is FeCl3. If transient bluish green color appears, that is positive ferric chloride test. Third test is Guthrie's test. In Guthrie's test, we use the one bacteria, that is Bacillus subtilis. This bacteria grows more in presence of phenylalanine. So in case of PKU, there is already increased phenylalanine in the blood. So bacteria will grow more in case of phenylalanine uh, increased level and case of PKU. And you can also diagnose from the genetic analysis by DNA probes. So find what is the treatment. Early diagnosis is very important, and there is no definitive treatment of PKU. Only we can do this. Thus, low phenylalanine diet is given to the child for the first decade of life. Now let us see the case. This type of case is given in your theory exam, and you have to give the following questions. So 5-year-old boy brought to the hospital with delayed development of milestone. मतलब उसके डेवलपमेंट ठीक से नहीं हो रहा है और उसको कन्वर्जन भी आ रहे हैं. Mental retardation and seizures. He has a fair skin and hairs. Ferric chloride test is positive and urine smells like mousy odor. Okay. Answer the following questions. Question number 1, what is the diagnosis? It is straightforward that it is case of phenylketonuria. How you can identify phenylketonuria? One is the mousy odor of the urine, second is the convulsion, and third one is the fair skin and hair of the body. Next question number 2, which is the enzyme deficient in phenylketonuria? So first we have to write the phenylalanine hydroxylase in case of classical PKU, and in atypical PKU that is dihydrobiopterin reductase. Okay. Question number 3, why there is a convulsion in case of phenylketonuria? Because phenylalanine is increased in the blood and it interferes with the metabolism of other aromatic amino acid. And also there is a decreased level of thyroxine and catecholamines in brain. Okay, because these thyroxine and catecholamines are synthesized from tyrosine, and tyrosine is not formed from phenylalanine. So decreased level of thyroxine and catecholamines in the brain will lead to the convulsion and mental retardation in case of PKU. Okay. Next question, question number 4. What are the clinical features of PKU? Mental retardation, hyperactivity, convulsions, hypopigmentation, and mousy body odor. Means mousy odor of the urine and mousy odor of the sweat. Okay. Next question, question number 5. Name other two reactions where tetrahydrobiopterin is necessary as a cofactor. Okay. इसमें आपको अदर टू रिएक्शंस लिखनी है. द वन इंपॉर्टेंट मेन रिएक्शन इज phenylalanine to tyrosine conversion with the help of cofactor this tetrahydrobiopterin, and you have to write the another two reactions where tetrahydrobiopterin is necessary. So these are two reactions. One is the tyrosine to dopa formation, that is the pathway of catecholamine synthesis. Here the enzyme is tyrosine hydroxylase. It converts the tyrosine to dopa. And second reaction is tryptophan to 5-hydroxytryptophan. This is the pathway of synthesis of serotonin. So these two reactions will need the tetrahydrobiopterin as a cofactor. Next question number 6. What are the diagnostic tests for PKU? As we have already seen in the laboratory diagnosis, blood phenylalanine level that is greater than 20 milligram per deciliter. Ferric chloride test, positive gives bluish green color, and Guthrie's test. These are the diagnostic test for the phenylketonuria. Question number 7, why there is hypopigmentation? Because melanin is pigment required for normal pigmentation of hair and skin, and that is synthesized from tyrosine. Melanin is synthesized from tyrosine. So in case of phenylketonuria, there is already decreased formation of tyrosine, leads to decreased formation of melanin. So there is a hypopigmentation in case of phenylketonuria. Okay. Next question 8. What are the products synthesized from tyrosine? We have already discussed. Now you can already answer this question. Thyroid hormones, dopamine, catecholamines. In catecholamines, norepinephrine, epinephrine, and melanin pigment. These are the products synthesized from tyrosine. Question number 9. Why phenylalanine and tyrosine are glucogenic and ketogenic? Because we have seen the pathway that end product of catabolism of both these amino acid is fumarate and acetoacetate. Okay, we have seen this in the catabolic main pathway of phenylalanine and tyrosine. These two are end products. Now this fumarate is glucogenic as it enters in TCA cycle, and acetoacetate can form the acetyl-CoA, and acetyl-CoA is a can form the ketone body, so it is a ketogenic. So phenylalanine and tyrosine both are partly glucogenic and partly ketogenic. Okay, so these are the questions related to the case of phenylketonuria. Okay, thank you.